Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a new lecture in your course Git and GitHub by Eduonix. My name is Ahmed, and in this section we are discussing GitHub and specifically the hub command line tool that we have discussed in the first lecture of this section, and we downloaded and installed it. It's just a tool that is used to work specifically with GitHub using the command line. In the previous lecture we have seen how we can make a pull request out of any project on GitHub that is publicly available. A pull request is just a branch that is used to express your suggested changes, improvements, or bug fixes to any project, and only persons who have the right access to merge this branch to the master branch can issue a merge request and merge those changes after, of course, reviewing them and ensuring that they are a valuable addition to the project. Now let's have a look at a slightly more advanced technique, which is creating a fork request, and we're going to use hub command line tool to do that. So what is a fork? Again, a fork is just a copy or an image of a project that is publicly available on GitHub. It creates a copy of this project on your local GitHub account. In this forked copy, you have an exact copy of all the files, all the source files that are available on the main project. You are free to make any changes, any tests, any developments you want in this project on your local GitHub account, and when you're ready to present those changes to the original project, you can issue a pull request out of this forked version of the project. And again, this pull request will go through the cycle of being reviewed by the team, being reviewed by other developers, adding their comments, their improvements, and so on. And eventually, if those changes are agreed upon by the persons who own the project, or the persons or the developers who have right access to the main project, will merge those changes to the project. Now, for the sake of this lab, I have created another GitHub account under the name of Fakharoni, and I have created a very simple single-page website which is called Welcome. Let's have a look at this GitHub repository. Okay, as you can see, it's a very simple website with just one page, welcome.html. Okay, and as you can see here, I have no pull requests till this moment. What we're gonna do is that we want to create a copy or an image of this repository into our repository here on GitHub, on this account, Abu Hamid. We want to create a copy of this repository here and make our desired changes to this repository, and then push it back to this repository or this account and issue a pull request for the owners of this GitHub account or this project to review those changes and approve them if they agree to. So let's get started, and we're gonna use the hub command line tool to make this change. Now, the first thing we're going to do is that we are going to clone this project to our own directory. Of course, this is the first step, is that we obtain a local copy of this repository. So let's issue a git clone. Let's get out of our greeter project temporarily and issue a git clone followed by the URL of the application, which is github.com/Fakharoni/welcome. Okay, and now we have a working directory that is called welcome with only one page, one HTML page, which is welcome.html. Now let's create a new branch, and we can use git or hub, whatever you want to. So we can either use git checkout or hub checkout. Let's use git checkout for a change. We used hub in the previous lecture. Both of them are the same as long as you're using only git commands and you're not using the specific GitHub commands offered only by the hub command. So let's use git checkout -b in order to create a new branch and check out to it immediately. Let's call this feature. Let's say that we want to add a new feature to this project, and now we are in a new branch that is called feature. Let's have a look at welcome.html. It's just a very simple web page, and have a look here. We have a bug in this title. It's welcome application. It's supposed to be welcome to, of course, for example, to our application, to be grammatically correct. So let's make this change, save it, and let's git add welcome and git commit -m. Let's say fixed the title. Actually, this is not a feature, this is a bug fix, but anyway, it's okay. Let's call it feature anyway. Okay, so the title will be fixed the title. Let's leave it like that. Git commit Now we need to create a new fork of this new repository in our GitHub account. We need to create a fork on our Abu Hamid GitHub account from the Fakhrani welcome repository. So we're going to issue this command, hub fork, inside the welcome repository. So it's hub fork, press enter. Okay, as you can see here, it has created a new branch that is called Abu Hamid /master. This is now the branch that we're working on. And if you have a look at our repository, if you refresh this page, you're gonna see that we have now a welcome repository added to our main repository, added to our account here. It's called welcome, and if you have a look here, it reads forked from Fakhrani /welcome. You have a forked version of this repository in our GitHub account, in our GitHub repository. Okay, now let's have a look at something interesting inside this repository file, inside this repository directory. Let's have a look at .git config. We have discussed the config file previously in this section. It contains just the settings that Git uses to interact with the remote branches. It just contains the settings that Git uses to work. As you can see here, it created another remote branch that is called Abu Hamid. This is the URL, but notice here that the URL is different than the normal URLs that we're using. So as you can see here, this is the remote origin. This is the original origin branch that is used by the Fakhrani repository. github.com/Fakhrani/welcome. This is the original remote branch that got downloaded when we cloned the application or when we cloned the repository. This has been added when we used hub fork to fork the project into our own GitHub account. It used this sort of URL. Okay, this is another way you can interact with a remote repository. We haven't covered it before. Okay, this is just another way to interact with our own repository. However, in order to work with this repository, you need to do a very simple step, which is to create a key on your own machine and to put this key on your remote GitHub account. This is just one way of interacting with GitHub. It's not the only way. You can always interact using this URL. However, Hub uses this way to create your remote branch, the branch that we are going to work with. So let's stick with the way Hub works, and let's create our key on our local machine and transfer this key to our GitHub account in order to be able to push our changes to the remote branch. In order to do this, we are going to issue this command on our local machine, ssh-keygen -trsa -c capital, and then enter your email that you use to log in to your GitHub account. The command is just like that. Just replace this email with your own email, the email that you use to connect to your GitHub account. Press enter. Press enter again. Just press enter until this textual image appears. Then you are going to cat.ssh id_rsa.pub. Pressing enter, you will have this very long string. Just take a copy of this string without any spaces, without any lines before or after, just this string till the end. Copy it and go to your GitHub account. Click on your picture here, on your profile picture. Go to settings, and inside settings, search for SSH and GPG keys. Okay, and let's add a new SSH key. Let's call it greeter key for the name of our project, or let's call it welcome key because this is the forked project, welcome key, and let's paste it just like that and add SSH key. That is all what you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. Just add the key to your account and you're all set. Now let's clear the screen. Now you can use git push to push the local branch that you have made that is called feature to the remote branch that Git fork has created for you, which is called Abu Hamid. So it's git push Abu Hamid for the name of a branch, and then the name of your local branch, which is feature. Git push. You remember when you used git push before, it was git push origin master. Origin was the remote branch name and master was the local branch name. Now here we're gonna push Abu Hamid, which is the remote branch name that hub fork created for us automatically, and feature is the name of our local branch. We're just gonna push the changes to the remote repository like this. And because we have created our remote SSH key or because we have added the remote SSH key on the GitHub account, it will not gonna ask you for your username or password. It's just gonna use this key in order to push the changes to the remote repository. And as we said, this is just another way of connecting to GitHub. You can always use the HTTP version with the username and password, the same way we did in the course. I'm just using this method because it was used by the hub command line tool, and I just want to stick with the way the hub command line tool works. Anyway, we have just now pushed the changes that we have made from the feature branch locally to the feature branch remotely. If you have a look here at the welcome, as you can see here, I have the welcome forked branch. As you can see here, it has this icon that indicates that this is a forked repository. This is not a repository that was created on this account. It is forked from fakharani/welcome. And as you can see here, I have two branches. If we click on this, I have two branches here. The first one is master, and the second one is feature. Feature was created on our local machine, then pushed to the remote branch here. Now, let's say that now I'm ready to issue a pull request to the main repository, which is fakharani/welcome. I want to inform the administrator of this repository that I have a change or I have a feature that needs to be merged to the master branch, and I need his or her approval to do so. In order to do that, I'm just going to issue a hub pull request like that inside my welcome local repository. Let's do just that. Hub pull request, the same way we did before. And as you can see here, it is giving me the message, the suggested message that will be sent to the administrator of the welcome project. I'm gonna leave it at the default and save the message. And as you can see here, it has given me the URL of the pull request. It has been created for me. Let's have a look now at the Fakharani welcome project to see what happens. As you can see here, I have now a pull request. Remember, at the start of this lecture, this pull request was having the number of 0. Now I have one pull request. If I click on it, I will have this pull request, and I can have a look here. I will see that I have a title of fixed the title. Okay, and again, I can add any comments I need, whether I am a developer working on the project or a developer from outside the project. I can add a comment here, add my own changes, add my own suggestions, possibly make further comments to this feature branch or this pull request suggestion. And eventually, if I am the administrator of this branch, of course I am the administrator, but I'm logging in with a different account. But if I logged in with the account that was used to create this repository, I will have here a button that we saw earlier in this section, which is merge pull request. It's just a green button here. I can click on this button to merge those changes, those suggested changes. Of course, after reviewing them, I can merge them with this project. Okay, and as you can see here, this is the very same URL that has been given to me by hub pull request. And that gives us a very flexible way of suggesting changes to our GitHub repositories, whether it was our repositories or a completely foreign repository that is publicly hosted on GitHub. And of course, this is a great way for collaboration between developers around the world, especially in open source projects. And that brings us to the end of this lecture and to the end of this section in Git and GitHub by Eduonix. My name is Ahmad. I hope you enjoyed this section, and see you next. Thank you.